Hi guys, I'm Becky and I have been wanting to do a bunch of crafts to use as my free time because I spend way too much time on my phone. And so today I'm going to be doing my first craft project to start this out, an idea that can last me a while for my whole life, honestly. I want to make a DIY recipe book. I will show you what I have done so far, but an idea for what you can do for these first day of the 30 days of crafting is a recipe book, and I'm going to show you the steps I'm taking to make my own recipe book. And it's a project that you can do whenever, and you can just keep adding on, and it's something that is actually useful to your daily life. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, this is my book so far. So what I first recommend doing is getting a plain book, or a book that you think is cute, that you think will be cute forever. So don't get something that's kind of crazy and you won't like it. Get something that you think you will like. That's why I'm doing black, but I plan to decorate the outside or crochet a book cover for it. And so the first thing I did was I made a table of contents. I only put about 6 little lines. This is what it looks like, and I wrote the recipe I did and where I got it from. And I of course plan to have way more recipes than this, so I gave myself an extra 1, 2, 3 pages so that whenever I add more recipes to the book, I can flip through them easier because I will know what page they are on, and I'm going to label each one of my pages with a number. But this is my table of contents. I definitely recommend doing one of those before you start, and definitely give yourself a couple extra pages because you might want to rip out what you did. That's why I am using a spiral binder rather than a tiny little notebook, because I can rip out pages if I don't like them. Anyway, the first recipe that I have done is a pasta salad. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to be showing you too much of the ingredients or anything because it's not my recipe, but we're going to find a recipe today off of Google that I personally love, and we're going to put that in a recipe because how many times have you tried doing a recipe and you love it so much, but next time you do it, you don't know what recipe you used? So it's different each time. So having the recipe that you actually love written down is so fun, and it gets you a good way to get off your phone. So without further ado, let's do that. So first you need to find a recipe that you like, and for me, I chose this easy raspberry sherbet recipe. And so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch out what I would like on this sheet of paper, but I'm going to have this recipe up here for me to see. Okay. So I'm going to show you in time how I calligraphy this, and I'm not the best at calligraphy, but I do want to try it. Okay, so I like to just go down, and then when I'm going up, I like to just not really use it, and I don't really know how much I like that, but I'm not good at calligraphy. I'm not the best at it. Like, don't use me as a tutorial. I would look that up yourself. However, this is just how I like to do it because I'm not a pro. So for me, that's good enough. Sometimes I like to redo it if I don't like it. Like, I don't really like part of the R, so I'm just going to make that a little bit thicker. And now I'm going to pick another color for the raspberry, which I'm going to do like a dark purple. Actually, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, I feel like I'm mispronouncing something. This is like sherbet. I don't really know. Don't come at me, please. But right then, I thought it was spelled sherbet, like with an R. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I've been tricked. But anyway, that's why we always double check. So now I have it how I want it. And I kind of want to draw raspberry right there. I feel like that would look good. So what I do to do this is I pull out my Pinterest. And I'm going to search up raspberry drawing. because I'm not the best at drawing things. I kind of need inspo, and I wait for raspberry drawing that I like. Feel like I just find one that I feel like is easier. I like to throw the word easy in there too, because I want something that I know I can achieve that will look good. So yeah, I don't think that really helped. Stop. Oh my word. Well, I will search for one. Okay, so I'm kind of going to try and achieve this. It looks kind of hard for me. Oh my word, what happened? But I'm going to try it anyway, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Okay. So what I did was I went and found a picture of a raspberry that I feel like I could achieve to draw, which is this one. And as you can see, I already tried sketching it out, this is why I recommend sketching it out first, so that at least for a drawing, because it ran into my sorbet, and so now I need to move it over to the left a little bit. So I'm going to try and do this again, and I feel like it was probably going to be better the first time, but it's whatever. Okay, this is not what they're going to look like. They're going to look better, but this is why I like to do watercolor first and then trace this after. So now that I know where they will be, I'm going to do my watercolor. And guys, I'm not an expert at this, so I don't know if you're supposed to sketch and then erase. I don't know, but don't come at me, please. This has a little bit of water in it. This kit is amazing. I'm pretty sure it's from Amazon. It's my mom's. Best thing ever. You can just bring it anywhere. It's so fun too. So anyway, we're gonna just paint over these and kind of just use some watercolor. And as you can see, there's like a bit of excess, so I'm going to take a tissue and just kind of dab some of that off. And yes, it kind of did leave a bit of a mark around it, but this is, oh, that's okay. That's totally fine with me. And make the center of that like a bit darker. I'm gonna keep wiping it off because I'm not a pro. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but make the center the darkest. We're just gonna kind of get a different color, a darker color, like red maybe, and then kind of just outline those pieces. Okay, now we're going to move on to a green to match that. And if yours isn't turning out perfect, that is totally fine, because this is just to get kind of color there. I'm no artist, like drawing artist, so I just kind of want to get color on it. And then I like to do my tracing to be kind of like I meant to not have it in the lines, if you know what I mean. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm just trying to put the color there, and we'll deal with that later. The coloring on the outside. Okay, for now that looks good enough to me. Obviously it looks nothing like the picture yet, but I will get it there after this dries and we'll go for a second round. So next what I'm going to do is I actually want to put the recipe a little bit here, but I don't want it just be on this blank paper. I want to do something fun. So I think I'm going to cut out a piece of paper. So I'm going to use this paper behind it. Actually, no, I'm not. Wait. Okay, so for the instructions, I just got this piece of paper that kind of matches the theme, and I'm going to glue it here, but I'm going to put the instructions here, and then I'm going to put in the ingredients down here with a cutout of an ice cream cone that I'm going to draw. So for the instructions, just take the gist of whatever you want here, or if you really need all of the information, find a way to put that here, or find something bigger to put it on. But I'm going to do that real quick and show you guys the results. Now that I've written the instructions, my raspberries are dry, so I'm just going to try and outline them and make sure they look better. Okay, before I glue this on, and as you can see, I fixed the raspberries up a bit. I might choose to fix them a bit later more, but I'm not going to glue this on yet because I don't know how much room my ice cream drawing is going to take, and I don't want to put it down here if it needs to be somewhere else. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And for this, I'm wanting to get this kind of an idea up here to make it look more like sherbet, but then down here I'm going to leave a spot open, like with little note card, so that I can put the ingredients. So that is the inspo, and I'm going to get to it. So I have the sherbet drawn out, and now I'm going to color it in with my watercolors. Okay, now it's time for the finished result. This is what I got. So something that I like to do every single time I make something like this for future reference, I like to put all the ingredients, the main ingredients that I use. If I put sugar, I probably won't draw that, but I like to just draw these things, the raspberries, the main meal, and yeah, this is it. And then inside of the table of contents, I like to put the name of it and the actual person who made the recipe. And then I also like to put a page number somewhere on here, which I haven't done that yet, but I just reminded myself, I guess. But yeah, definitely just keep up with this. This is something that you can do whenever you find a recipe you actually really like. Don't just throw a bunch of recipes in here without deciding you like them. But yeah, that is day 1 of crafts, and come back for next time. Bye.